Bill's the first one on. He gets the prize.
Wow.
Well, I read 110 degrees in San Francisco.
Right, you're
Is
right.
that-
We had 108, 106 over here.
Oh my gosh,
It's hot for
that's
us,
really something.
right?
How's the water situation?
Well, it's not good. And we didn't get a lot of rain, but we did get some. So that's great.
During the
We-
drought time?
We should be, and he should have started it about 3 years ago, but he didn't. And so, and they're building more and more houses. How they're going to supply water for them, I don't know. But they're pushing the house, house building. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting because I was very much involved when I was in Santa Clara County with, getting dams built for reservoirs. And I hear that the reservoirs are down
They
very
are.
low.
They are. Shasta's down. Yes, they are down. That's for sure.
And then how is it in the mountains? Have we got snow in the Tahoe area yet
Well,
or
I'll
not?
tell you, they've had a little bit of snow sprinkles up there. I came down from Tahoe 2 days ago. And, but I had smoke down to the ground until I got down to Jackson. And then they said they had rain and about 8,000 feet, they got snow, but I don't think they got very much. Oh, there you are.
Hello.
That's Don Price. Hi there.
Hi.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah.
We're trying to get Walt to unmute.
Uh-huh. Oh, we got Bill in March.
Right. And it's not quite 2 o'clock yet, so
No,
we're just early birds. We're close.
how are things in San Leandro?
They're just fine. Beautiful day. And we had some rain over Saturday, Sunday. That was such a gift.
Lovely,
Such a gift.
lovely.
Mhm.
Not
Such a
enough.
gift.
Not enough.
Well, we'll take what we can get
Yeah.
and be thankful.
I just went swimming in the Stanford pools.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how nice.
It is. It's wonderful.
And it's a beautiful day, huh?
And very empty in the summer.
Ah,
Do you do that frequently?
Yes, twice a week, try to all summer long. Uh-huh.
Oh, wow, that's
It's
wonderful.
not used much. There's plenty of room. You get your own lane.
Oh,
what
I
do you do?
love it.
What do you do in the winter, Don?
Oh, I have gone to the Y, but that's been difficult with COVID and the lack
Yeah.
of lifeguards.
Hey there, Walter Manager. Good to see you.
Well, for some reason, it wouldn't unmute when I tried to do it, but it finally came through.
Very good. And you're hearing us okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wonderful.
It is hot in the Midwest today.
Well, we had 104, 106, 108 up here.
That's,
Mhm.
you're hotter than we are.
Well, not today.
But
Thankfully, it cooled a little. Bill Fernandez is with us, but Judy's in Honolulu today, so she won't be with us. Hi there, Mel. Good to have you on.
Hey there.
Well,
I know.
Oh, good. John
Aloha.
Thorne's on.
Mhm. My son is in Hawaii for 3 weeks using his Zoom, doing his bank work.
Oh,
Ah, he could
That's
live there.
wonderful.
Wow. Hi there, Judy. Judy Mitchell, John Foyt. Hi. John Thorne, you'll come on soon. There you are, John Foyt. Hey, there's Mr. Madison. You and Walt have done a great
Jim.
job again with the Stanford magazine. Fantastic.
Hi, well, this is Jill Nisbet. I'm her daughter. That's
Oh,
my daughter, Sally.
wonderful.
Helping out.
You
She's
got her
organized.
on.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Organized. So Jill Nisbet, 1950.
Oh, wonderful.
Class of 53.
Right. All of us are 53, but not all of us are 91, I don't think. There's someone here who's still 90.
No, I'm a kid. I'm only 90.
Ooh. I can
well,
need more
I'll
volume
be
than you.
91 in a couple weeks.
Okay, Terry, you're on.
All right, Boots Little invited Marge and I to join a morning exercise class. We got there and I'm the only guy in the whole class. So my line was, ladies, watch your language. There's a man in the class.
Oh, good. And Carol's on from Honolulu. Unmute yourself, Carol. Jack's coming on from the Pacific Northwest.
Here I am. Yeah, okay.
Hi there.
Hi, Carol.
Hi,
Carol?
everybody. Good to see you.
Oh, Jack, there you are.
Jack, hi.
Louderbaugh.
Where is he? I don't see
He's
him.
right there in the bottom
There he
corner.
is.
Hey, there he is. You've got the sun in back of you, Jack.
Okay, Terry, what's the schedule? What's the subject for this month?
We have a,
What have you been doing for vacations after COVID?
Oh, okay.
Well,
Good
here it isn't after COVID. We've got so many tourists coming in, it's not going down very much. And there's
Good.
but
Is
a
that
lot
the-
of people, my age and younger are wearing masks in stores, and some are wearing masks outside.
Okay.
Where's
Is that
that?
because you're concerned of people coming in from the outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then we have a large population that doesn't believe in it too.
Oh,
So-
God. Okay.
So it's going down, slowly. And they say, oh, be careful. Nobody's saying, take off your masks and hoop it up.
Harry coming
How
up.
Okay,
many of
Mary
you
had-
people have already had COVID? I've never had it. How many of you all had it?
Terry and I have had it once.
You-
I had it
daughter's
at the
had
end
it.
of a vacation. I spent a week in a motel with it so I could get home.
Yeah.
Early in the
So that's
game,
your excuse, Patty.
That's my excuse.
early in the game, I had.
Hi there, Mary Hudson.
Hello, I made it. I'm on a
Good
Zoom
girl.
call.
Jack, how are you doing?
I'm doing just fine, sir. It's nice to see Mel Butler on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you two guys know each other.
Well, we were for same fraternity. We're the only two left in the betas of 53.
I'm going to ask right now, how many of you are coming to the reunion this year in October?
20th to the 23rd. Yoo-hoo.
Terry and I are coming. Jim, you're going to be there. Patty's going to be there. Okay, Dawn, you're going to be there. Walt, are you coming?
I'm planning on it.
Oh,
Yay!
wonderful.
Wonderful.
Okay, so could I ask you all now? Terry and I are hosting a party on the day of the football game. We don't know at our house. We don't know the time of the party because it's going to depend on the game. And if the game is in the afternoon, we have tickets, but we're giving them away and we're going to invite everybody to our house to watch the game. And of course, have refreshments and food and just hang and enjoy each other's company. I will send invitations and I just don't know yet, the details of it. So I think what I better do right now.
What's the date of the reunion?
The 20th to the 23rd of October.
Okay. I see.
So the 22nd is Saturday. That'll be the football game.
Yeah.
The
And the
21st,
party will be whatever time that it works to work out with the game.
What's the name of the Stanford house where we sometimes can get reservations?
it's called come on,
The
Stanford
guest
Guest House.
It's the Stanford Guest House. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And when you make that reservation, they will tell you they don't have a room, and then you tell them you're a member of the Cardinal Society.
Yeah.
And the Cardinal Society has a block of rooms there.
Oh.
And so you should be able to get a reservation. And it's on Sand Hill Road, and there's a bus, the Marguerite, that will take you back to campus.
Marge, I may
Yeah.
bring my daughter to drive me if that's all right.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? At our age, and I've noticed this, when I've done the Cardinal thing for the last couple of years, that lots of people bring somebody with them because they just can't do it alone anymore.
Mhm.
And everybody understands that. We all know that. And for parties or anything, absolutely.
The other
Yeah,
thing, of course,
contact
you know that they have the carts that take you around if you go to the parking lot. They'll take you all over
On
campus.
Right, in our family, they're called handlers.
Yeah.
And
And all of our children have they've already volunteered to be handlers at our party, so that somebody will bring you food. You don't have to get up. I could just sit and visit or watch the game. We'll have TVs in every room. So wherever you are, there'll be a TV.
do we have to watch the
We have
game?
rent-a-handlers.
Do we have to watch the game?
Yeah, you can watch the game or
You
not,
have to?
whatever. Huh? No, you
You
don't
have
have
to?
to. No, you don't have to. Hey, by the way, Terry and I we went to the first 2 games.
Oh,
We saw winners.
And we have tickets. We have 4 seasons tickets, and they're right above the student section. And the students weren't back, but about a month before, we got an invitation to come up to the roof and watch the game from the roof of the press box.
Oh.
And so for just a small fee, Stanford is a small fee. And so I thought, what the hell? I'm never going to be 88 and Terry's 91. I'll never be this age again. I might as well do it now. And so we bought the roof invitation for the Colgate game and then for the SC game. And our daughter was going to go for the first game and she got COVID. And so we went alone and we managed just fine. And everybody was so kind and nice to us. And they had hot dogs and red vines. Does anybody else love red vines?
Yes.
Oh gosh, yeah. And they had a wonderful bar and they had what do you call it? Non-alcoholic drinks with all fancy and all kinds of things. And the game, it was just wonderful. And so we met some nice people and they saved seats for us. So we got front row seats for the next game. And we brought our granddaughter and her husband. He went to SC. He's the Nigerian. And so the 4 of us got to go to that. And we've made all these new friends that are not our age. They're all younger, but they're all impressed that we're still staggering around up there. Anyway, it was absolutely terrific.
in the shade, in the shade?
They had they have a wonderful tent in the middle of the roof to keep you in the shade if you want to be, yes, because it was hot the first day. But the view is incomparable. 360 degrees all the way around the whole Bay Area. Just absolutely lovely.
By the way, is this Jane Eisner from Wisconsin? And Jane, we don't see you. Have you put the video on as well? I know you're unmuted.
Yeah, no, I haven't yet.
Okay, put on so we can see you.
Okay.
That'll be great.
Going with video.
Pardon? Down in the left corner.
Hello, Jill. It's good to see you, Jill.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You need to,
That's Mary.
Yeah.
you need to come up, Jill, for homecoming.
What?
You
Oh,
need to come up for homecoming.
oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Yes, it would be fun.
I really don't know how.
Well, we also have to tell you that next year is our 70th anniversary.
Wow.
70th.
Oh, we have to come for
And
that.
so you're all going to have to come for that.
Yeah.
And we'll have some special things for you to do. So just put it on your calendars now.
In reference to you people that don't live close by, you don't have what I call the Hu Tao syndrome. You ever heard of that?
No.
You want to live and die within the shadow of Hoover Tower.
Wow.
That's what I'm doing. Very convenient.
That would leave an awful mess in front of Hoover Tower. Almost as bad as that cartoon figure filled with watermelons that fell off the top while we were there.
Oh,
Oh, good heavens.
They fell off?
Well, no.
I
Jane,
wonder
it's
why
so-
Steve G doesn't come to these reunions, because he comes to the Cardinal affairs. You know anything from him?
who's that?
His last name is G, G-E-E.
Oh, okay. Stephen occasionally has golf on the days that we have these.
Oh, Stephen has to give up golf for one day.
Ah, yeah.
The old-
My goodness, golf.
Jane Eisner, tell us what's happening in Wisconsin.
We just had a very quick storm, but it's okay now.
Okay, all right. Good to see you.
This is Jack Larbaugh. I just want to say it's nice to see Bill Fernandez. I haven't seen Bill in a long time. Hello, Bill.
Hello, Jack, and I haven't seen you for quite a bit.
I know. I used to enjoy our volleyball.
I don't know. That's long gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, who's able to play golf still? That's interesting. Who plays golf?
Well,
Nobody?
Stephen G does, but he's not on today.
Bill, you play golf.
A little bit.
It's
Well, I
amazing.
think I've told,
9 holes once a week.
Don Foyd, is there a golf course out at Rossmore?
Oh, yes, 2 golf courses, yes.
And you're not tempted to take up the sport?
No, I am not.
well, I've told the story of why I don't play golf once before. I had my name in at the Stanford golf course for about 15 years. And the very day that my name came up and the acceptance letter came in the mail, my son's acceptance to Stanford came.
Oh,
And I only had one choice to make. So I'm an ex-golfer.
either pay tuition or pay for the golf.
All right. Okay.
There's Nancy Clark.
Yeah.
Wait.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, Nancy.
Hi, Nancy.
I Wait. had a Zoom class, exercise class. So anyway, I'm here.
Oh, good.
Nancy,
Clark.
Nancy Clark, are you going to go to the reunion?
I'm not sure. It might, I think it's the same day as something else that I've got. So I have to look.
When
Uh,
Mark was
How
just-
many people here still go swimming? Because that's an easier sport.
I do.
I do. I go every day if I can.
Yeah, it's a great sport.
Well,
I go to Wackeford.
John Thorne, do you go swimming?
Yeah, well, I'm not right now with a thing in my arm, but yeah, I go every day.
I
You
used
have to go slowly.
Marge or Terry, how warm was it for the Colgate game?
It was absolutely gorgeous because there was this little breeze up there all the time. And early in the game, I think I sat under the tent and they have 2 great big screens there so I could see the game. And then as it got a little cooler and the breeze came up, I just went out and stood behind Terry. And then somebody came over and brought me a chair. And everybody is so nice because we are visibly old. We're older than almost anybody else you see. And it's absolutely wonderful. People are so kind and nice. I love it.
Sounds like you're very old as a symbol of pride. A
Well, the reason-
medal for you and Terry.
It makes
reason
life
I-
easy. It makes life easy because everywhere you go, you're the oldest person in sight.
The reason I ask is that I have season tickets to both the Stanford men's soccer games and the Stanford women's soccer games.
Okay.
And there was a Sunday recently where we were in the midst of the Bay Area heat wave, and the women were playing at 2 o'clock, the men were playing at 7 o'clock. And the women, I think it was very close to 100 degrees in the sun, and really, they got in there and played well, notwithstanding having to hit
Oh my.
that temperature. The breeze came up for the men, so
Oh, that was good.
the
That's
temperature dropped
discriminating.
off to some extent.
Well, Jim, I think they played a sensational game against Santa Clara recently.
That was Sunday. It was at Santa Clara. The women tied 2-2. And it was a really good game. It's been interesting where I sit. The number of parents of the players that sit around, and I've begun to become acquainted with a few of them. A lady this last Sunday who's the mother of the men have a pair of twins who are freshmen. The women have a pair of twins who are freshmen. And this lady's from Bakersfield, and she is just enormously grateful, not only for the fact that her twin sons have been accepted at Stanford and are playing soccer, and then she thinks that the head soccer coach is just something of a god for taking them under his wing and blah, 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 blah. Bubbling all over the place for the opportunity that they have to go to Stanford.
It was sort of a blurb in the road when they decided they were going to get rid of some of the sports and then changed all that.
Soccer was not one.
No, soccer wasn't, but there were others.
Why did it change? They get the big gifts?
Yep.
Alumni pressure, I'm sure.
They got a lot of political pressure as well.
Yeah, I think we've become known as a school that encourages all kinds of sports, not just the biggies.
That was a big mistake.
We were one of the top teams on sports in general.
Yeah.
Up until the last few years, when my informer passed away and I don't know anymore.
We keep we keep winning the Sears Award or something like that.
Have we ever lost the Sears Award?
No,
Yeah,
I
we
don't
did.
think. I think we really
We
are
lost it this
outstanding.
last year.
Did we lose? Did we lose it last year?
We lost I've forgotten whether we lost the men's cup or the women's cup, but one of the two we lost was.
It was men. I think it was the men.
Yeah.
Right, it's the women's teams that have been keeping us in the cup race
True.
forever.
Yeah.
And in fact, at the USC game, they inducted an all-women's athletic Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Oh,
and women, right. Pretty impressive.
Including Tara Vanderveer and a whole bunch of other really outstanding.
and NECA. I think NECA got in.
Some of these athletes are really just amazing people. It's kind of like the days of Bill McCall in a way. There's a woman who graduated class of 22. She's now playing professionally in soccer. She's a rookie professionally, and she's also already made the U.S. women's national team. And she graduated, I mean, she was captain of the team for 2 years. She's graduated with a 4.9 plus average
Come on.
of a technical.
None of us can get in anymore, right?
These are quite amazing people. We've happened to run into a few. We have a lot of younger friends who have younger children, and really some of the requirements of what they have to do, it's very awesome. That wasn't the way my college life was like. No.
Who can tell us about the Sears Award? Jack, you know?
Well, that's the annual award for the best overall athletic program in the U.S.
Yeah.
And that's the one that Stanford has been winning for years and years, thanks to the women's.
It's a combination of breadth, number of sports, and accomplishments within each sport. If you win, for example, a national championship in a sport, that gives you points. If you are a finalist, but a losing finalist, gives you points, but not quite as many as being the winner. But any team that makes a playoff in any sport gets some points for the school. So Stanford has got a record that's, I think, for several consecutive years of winning at least one Division I NCAA championship in some sport or another. And it's always, and as Terry points out, it's typically been the women who are the win for us.
Yeah, and some of the smaller teams, some of the teams that have minor teams have been also very supportive.
Yeah.
Tennis, well, tennis is,
Gymnastics, for example, and volleyball.
yeah. But
We have good women golfers too.
And the women golfers won this in 2022
Really?
and are favored to repeat.
Okay, do any of you go on any of the Stanford travel programs?
Well, I've been on maybe 15 of them.
Oh, wow.
I've been on some.
Oh,
They're amazing.
Back.
No, but we took the Beijing to Moscow on the train that took 3 weeks through China and across the border into Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan and to Moscow. And it was a fabulous trip. And we had a great time, except we were stuck at the Kazakhstan border for many, many hours because the Chinese and the Russians were changing trains. And it was interesting because the Chinese people were throwing eggs at the car, and we were kicked out of our cars because we had to get into a different train. And we had to break back into our staterooms in order to sleep that night. It was an interesting story.
Betty Ann did send a message saying that she was sorry that she wouldn't be able to join us. And I think some of you saw her fate on TV. Jim Madison, did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Would you tell us about it? Because I thought it was interesting.
I saw it too.
Okay,
Go
Mary,
ahead,
why don't
Mary.
you tell us?
I've already talked. Go, Mary, you.
Well,
And you get a,
Betty Ann Bruno, as you all know, was Munchkin in The Wizard of Oz, and she was on To Tell the Truth. And of course, she had to tell the truth. And she went to Hollywood with her husband, and they were put up very nicely. Anyway, please fill in, Jim. Did you see it?
Well, yes, she
Okay.
is the.
Well, anyway,
She's the only surviving Munchkin.
yes, that's right.
What a lot of people don't know is that in addition to the little people, for the scene in Munchkin Land, they recruited a dozen or so children who were 7, 8, 9 years old, and Betty Ann was one.
That's right.
He actually was a Munchkin in
The Munchkin.
Wizard of Oz.
So that's what she was telling the panelists about, and so did the other two. And apparently she wasn't very convincing because she looked too young.
Yes.
And they didn't guess it right.
And they actually told her, the reason that we didn't guess you is that you were too young to have been Munchkin.
It was very, very nice.
Don, are you working on another novel?
Yes, this is the one about the Etruscans. And,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Who's writing? Who?
You've done a lot of research on that.
yeah, right.
Did you see the documentary on KQED about the Etruscans?
I did not see that, no.
Oh, that was very interesting.
John, are you writing fiction based on the Etruscans?
Yes, I am, Marge.
Oh, I love it. Okay,
Right.
that's great.
Yeah, so it's wild ideas about the Etruscans and comparing them with the Anasazi in New Mexico.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Really? Yeah.
And Bill, how about you? Are you at work on a book?
Well, Jim, you suggested after I wrote End of the Gods, write a prequel about what maybe some of the Hawaiian kids or people were thinking about in terms of the kapu system before it got rid of. So I'm working on the sequel that you suggested, and it's called Awakening, about how people became aware that all this kapu system you will do or die has got to end. So that's what I'm working on right now.
I'm writing, I did the oral history for Stanford where I worked my life as well as studied. And I'm doing an oral history, trying to bring in as much of the history of our days at Stanford. And
Oh, a history of what?
Sounds great.
the Stanford Historical Society collects oral histories,
Oh.
mostly from professors, but also from staff that have something to say. So,
And so do you volunteer? Do you record
no,
them?
they asked me to do it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
There's
Yeah.
a gal named Susan Schofield in the Historical
They-
Society.
And do you interview other people?
No, I had to talk about myself for 4
Oh,
minutes.
okay.
It
Wow.
was wonderful to have 4 hours talking about.
Oh, my gosh.
And then they have a transcript.
They have a group of volunteers who are trained to take oral histories. If you show up on campus at reunion time, you'll have you'll be invited if you'd care to, give an oral history.
It wouldn't be a total oral history.
Drag you off into a separate room, sit down with you and ask you a bunch of dumb questions. You sort of have to ignore the questions if you really want to get any of the history of our era out.
Well, I think the professors that we might remember at that time probably gave oral histories. So you can go back and look at those oral histories of those people.
Well, I hope they don't delve too deeply in some of our undergraduate exploits.
Oh, you're talking about those fraternity days, Terry?
Or maybe that's the best part.
Can I go back to the Stanford Historical Society for a minute? Because I had a phone call I missed. Do any of you have a contact to talk to somebody there?
Regarding the oral history?
Yeah.
Yeah, Susan Schofield, SCHO Field. She's the chair of the Oral History Committee of the Stanford Historical Society.
It's part of the Stanford Historical Society then, yeah.
Yes, and that's a very active society.
John, could I get your email address? Because I've got a piece of sculpture that is terribly old and nobody here can figure out the origin. It has no marks on it whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, it's JONFOYT
Okay,
at mac.com.
mac.com. Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
I'll send you a picture.
I can react to that, sure, I'd be happy to.
Maybe it's Etruscan.
Yeah, it could be, right.
No, I don't think it's Etruscan. It's not quite that old, but it's very, I don't know. My mother got it. They seem to think it was maybe pulled out of, a museum trove that was, buried in a cave or something during. But our local expert who does everything cannot even remotely figure out where it's from.
Where did your mother get it?
I don't know. She never was very, explicit about it. She just said that she got it somewhere in Europe, and I think she got it right after World War II. But it's really interesting. It looks like it might be a pipe lighter, but I don't know. The local guy is just really good. He does all the things for the Academy collections that are traveling and coming in and are broken or one thing or another. And he's always has been undaunting in his ability to find it. This totally stumps him. He said it might be Sephardic. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, John.
Gee, that brings up a subject. Do any of you have either ideas or images or objects that should be donated after you have departed? And where are you going with those?
Well, Jake told me they would love to have our yearbooks.
Oh, really?
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, I have those.
Who was them?
Jake told me that, yeah.
They give them away at homecoming. They give them away.
If anybody has a 1953, I have 50, 51, and 52, but I lost my 1953 yearbook. And if anybody has one they want to get rid of, I would love to have it.
I think the archives collect too many of them.
Well, look at that.
Check with the archives.
Anybody remember this?
Oh, that is a real
Indian. Oh my gosh.
He needs a red feather.
Jim, ask Jake if he can get you in touch with one of those yearbooks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mary. That's a good idea.
I have a different.
Who's got copies of the ball out?
I have a different kind of
Those
artifact.
ball outs are historical documents.
Oh,
people can't imagine the lack.
Oh my gosh, look at Marcia's.
I think Walt is trying to be heard.
Walt?
In the first few years after graduation, when I was asked to be the class agent dunning people for funds for Stanford, the class in each decade that had the highest percentage contributions was given a baluster from Encina Hall.
Really?
Our class was the best giving class in the 50s, and I have about 8 balusters.
Oh my
in the
God.
hall, and I've been trying to figure out what to do with them.
Make candlesticks out of them.
What is
Oh,
a baluster?
They're this tall. I mean,
What is a baluster?
The thing that holds up
Between the rail and the
in
stair.
it holds the 2 rails to get in the on the stairway.
Thank you.
Something to hold on to.
They're the vertical posts in the stairwell going up.
I've heard of balustrade, but never
And they have-
baluster.
So I, thanks to you all and our other classmates, I have a bunch of those balusters.
Wow.
Really?
Bring one with you, Walt. We'll see what we can do with it.
Well, I know that I talked with somebody at Stanford, and they're not collecting artifacts. They have too many.
Yeah.
So
I think it was a disaster that beautiful staircase was removed when they renovated it. It was quite a spectacular double.
Oh, I love that.
You remember these?
Bruce
When they handed
Brothers.
them out?
Absolutely.
When they renovated the chemistry building recently, they kept the old staircase and all the beautiful woodwork.
Oh.
Well, supposedly Stanford originally didn't, Encina Hall didn't have a 5th floor. So when they redid it, they took out the 5th floor. Apparently, originally it didn't have 5 floors.
They need
well,
it.
and the big stairwell only went up to the 1st, 2nd, 3rd floor. They didn't go up to the 5th.
All the way.
That was a beautiful staircase.
Well, I think I was personally responsible for most of the things that they took out of the old chemistry department and threw away because of damage.
I have a couple of those old chairs that were so nice, those heavy oak chairs that they gave away and sold. And there are a lot of them around. We found 2 of them at a garage sale in Palo Alto.
Do any of you still have your old leather sleeved Stanford jackets?
You
I
know,
had jeans.
I could swear last
I have
year.
no idea what happened.
I think last year at the reunion, is it John? Oh, my classmate, John Matthews, wore one in, I mean, it looked like not pristine condition, but it looked really good and it fit him.
Wait a minute, you're telling me it fit him? Woo!
Fit him.
That's impressive.
Yes.
Oh, my.
Yes.
Well, I've got 2 problems with that fitting stuff. I'm not as tall as I used to be, but I'm a much wider.
I thought you said wiser.
Probably that too.
May I say something about the 1950 census? When we were enumerated as freshmen?
Yes. Tell us, Mary.
Yeah, well, in the spring of, we must have all gotten forms because I have found, looking up some of the people like Jill, and there we are with other Robley students, and about 20 or 25 to a page, and we're all unmarried, and we just work, but it doesn't have very much information. It has our age, and it doesn't say where we're from or anything. So your family was enumerated at their home, but you were enumerated at Stanford. And I think it's very interesting. And some people, if you just Google your name, it will come up, and some people it won't. You have to go through Ancestry or something. I haven't figured out how to do it easily, but it's kind of fun.
Stephen G, Dr. G, hello.
Hi,
You come on. Did you play golf today?
I just came back.
That's what I thought.
A golfer. All right.
Right. Was it good, weather good and everything?
The weather was fine. It was great weather. Okay.
Great, good. I don't know if Walt Manager is writing another book. Dr.
Another
Manager.
book?
Writing, and the only thing I'm working on now is a memoir.
Okay. How far are you along?
1990.
Okay.
Wow.
Got away.
Pretty good.
He's getting there.
Fine. Yeah.
I've got a story about the 1950 census. I was in the NROTC program, and when they took the census, I was on a destroyer heading out from Treasure Island to Honolulu.
Oh, wow.
And of course, I was not enumerated, but even further, as we passed under the Golden Gate Bridge, the Korean War broke out, and we thought we'd never see land again. So, but we did get to Honolulu, and the other ships that we were with went back to San Diego. And 2 weeks later, as we returned to San Diego and turned into the channel, there went the aircraft carrier and the supply ship loaded with guns and planes heading for Korea. So I was saved. The census lost.
Oh,
I'm curious, Terry, you or Marge said you and she had a episode of COVID. I'm wondering whether any of the rest of us suffered an episode of COVID, or whether we've all managed to avoid it.
No, I've just been through 2 weeks of it. Yes.
Oh.
And
Ooh,
my partner. Yeah.
2
We
weeks.
both-
yeah.
Patty, you too? Did you?
Yes, I was returning from a trip back east. I had gone with my oldest daughter and her husband on their maiden trip on a big RV. And my last part of the trip was to go down to northeastern Illinois, where I have family and friends, and got to see the cousins for brunch and spent the day with one, and was supposed to go to a church with a friend and woke up with COVID instead. And it was a very mild case. It was just throat and head, but I would happen to be in a motel, and so that's where I stayed isolated. And I got home the 1st of August and didn't get a negative response until the 18th of August. But other than being tired and reading, that was it. I tried the Paxlovid and had a really bad reaction to it. And so just, that was it.
I wanted to
Guys, thank you
back.
all for participating. I think we are ready to shut down here, and it is just a delight to get together with all of you.
Thank you for arranging it. Thank you for you and your wife.
Thank you very much.
for your
Yes.
technology.
Yes.
And
Thank you very much.
thank you, Marge, for sending out all the emails. My computer is still.
Patty,
It's
when
nice
is,
to see
when
you,
is,
Jill.
are you gonna set your next date right now?
No, I won't set
Okay.
the next date right now, but it'll more than likely be the end of November, first part of December,
Okay,
After the reunion, yeah, that.
after the reunion.
Have a good time, everybody.
Are you all going? Who's going to the reunion?
Yes, in the meantime, we will see you all at the reunion.
Those-
Right.
Thanks for doing it.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
To see you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Jill, so good to see you. Join us next time.
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah,
Good.
thank you.
Okay.
See you all next month.
Righto.
I'll stay on till you're all gone if you want to chat.
Okay. Jill, how long have you lived in San Diego?
Oh, my, since 1970. 1970 on.
Wow.
Moved from
Okay.
Lucas Valley. You can
I
Do you
was
get
up,
to,
Lucas Valley for a while in Marin,
okay. Were you working there or just living there?
living there. Down.
Okay. What took you to San Diego?
My husband, no, Sally. Dad bought a business down
Oh,
here. And
okay.
so,
Do you
yeah.
get together with the Stanford group down there? With the McCalls and the group down there?
I have, yeah, I have. From time to time. Now you kind of lose them, or they don't
Well,
People move around. It's emails and
Oh, mostly email.
stopping your email.
My daughter Sally here is.
well, Sally, you have to bring her up to Stanford, okay? Bring
Yes,
her up to the reunion. You're welcome, you know.
that would be incredible, especially next year too.
Yes,
70th?
Yeah.
yes. Well, we want to do this frequently because as we get older, we don't last as long. So we're trying to do this every year just to keep us together.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So we'll look forward to seeing you.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And aloha, you Hawaiian people.
Oh,
And Stephen, thank you for coming after your golf. That was so sweet of you to do. We'll look forward to seeing you at the reunion. Looking
Bill,
forward.
we didn't do your aloha farewell.
Well,
We're still here.
We're still
Okay.
here.
what do you mean?
Aloha.
Get in the picture.
Aloha. Aloha. Make it pumi hana o hueo. Stanford 1953. E kia ko kalani. E ho mai ka akamai. E ho mai apono. E ho mai pilikia. E kia ko kalani. E malama maloa. Hoyo 1953. Malama maloa. Malama maloa. Malama maloa. Hoyo 1953.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Phyllis, good seeing you.
Aloha. Aloha nui loa.
Aloha.
Phyllis, you can always come on. You can always come on with Stephen.
Oh, well,
Glad to see you.
thank you.
Bye.
Really cute. Nice.
Marge and Terry.